All right, Daisy, you guard the fort with your pet chicken while we go out to those garage sales and see what we can find, okay? All right? All right, everyone, so it is looking like it's going to be a garage sale type of day today. I normally go to a bunch of estate sales, but I don't really see any that really look like it's worth it for me to go to today. Tomorrow, different story, but today there is a big garage sale per the advertisement in an area that I traditionally do very well with collectibles, and it advertises itself as having comic books. So I've been down this road before. Sometimes, you get a successful situation. Other times it's just a carrot to kind of, lure you over there, and then you find out it's like one or two comics. But, we'll see what happens. Let's head over there and see if it's anything good. All right, I could see the garage sale set up over here. Now, it's not supposed to start until 9 o'clock. It's 8:40, but I have learned over time, if there's something that you really want, that's when you want to get there early. So let's see if it's worth it. All right, there's lots of condition issues here. The box has significant warping, as you can see, as do the comic books. That is a sign of significant moisture exposure. That's partly caused by the comics not being bagged and boarded, so it doesn't have that protection from the elements. There are a bunch of separated covers. There are separated spines. There's creases on the comics. There are creases that break color, which is a further problem. And there's a lot of titles here that just are not desirable. They're mostly modern books. No one wants X-Man, for example. They want X-Men. Some of them have stains, like the one on the back, the E-Man one. So you'll see here in just a second when I turn it. So I passed on this. You don't want to pick something like this up. Where am I? I'm at a flea market vendor's house. Look at all those Hesh trucks. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, so I see these same flea market vendors week after week. It's always the same old stale inventory, which is exactly why they're trying to blow it out here at the garage sale. I only ever found something from them once, which was the first time I ever saw their inventory. It was a one-off. Some of you might remember it. It was a vintage paper pretzel container that I picked up for like $6, but ever since then it's been nothing. So I don't ever want to take a trip out here to another one of their garage sales, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, because it's going to be the same type of thing. They just tend to acquire stuff that I'm really not interested in. And so what I do in these situations is I just take their address, and I have a little list on my phone. It's a little primetime tip for you. And it's literally titled Places Not to Go Back to. This way I could check it the night before, if a place sounds familiar. I just want to make sure, do I really want to take a trip out there? Let me see if it's on the list. Now, this place hadn't been on the list yet, obviously, or I wouldn't have come here. But I enter the address in numerical order, and then I have a little explanation afterwards. So here I would say, for example, flea market vendors, because that would just remind me, oh yeah, it's those people, because eventually you're just going to forget. Now, on the odd chance that they once in a while have a one-off that I'd be interested in, I'll just see that when I pass by real quick at the flea market. So now, what are we going to do since this was basically a wasted trip over here? Well, there is a community garage sale about less than 15 minutes away. So we're going to hit that one up, and hopefully we have some better success. So let's go check that out. All right, we're about to enter the development. As you can see here, there's some older homes, nice, cool architecture, which is a good sign because I really want to avoid like a baby clothes and baby toys situation, which is really annoying in the newer home. So let's see. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Yes, she lured me in with all of these great vintage items, starting with this container of play school colored wood blocks that dates back to the 1970s. It's the container that helps drive up the value of this, as long as the proper amount of wood blocks is there, and they are. I took them out and did a count, as you could see. There's supposed to be over 58 of them. There's some plain ones at the bottom, but that's fine as long as they're extra to what's supposed to be there. So that should be about $40 worth of blocks plus the container. I would have passed if it was just the blocks without the container. Now behind it, you could see here, there's a bag filled with what's called Tough Stuff blocks, Tuff. They're numbers and letters, multicolored, vintage. How many of you remember these? Let me know in the comments. For just $5, I picked that up because that's about $50 worth there. They're quite desirable. Now, this is a vintage piggy bank. It's ceramic. It's made by Dan D. Dates back to the 1970s. Normally, I'd pick it up for $2, but not with that chip on the ear with that bad repair job. There is a bunch of vintage Sesame Street stuff here. All dates back to the 1970s. Very happy to find this stuff. There's Big Bird mixers, as you can see. There's a bunch of measuring cups that are also vintage. There's a placemat there. There was a bowl there, a little pot with the twiddle bugs on it, a measuring cup, a bunch of vintage 1970s recipe cards. So I was really excited. I got all that for less than $10. To the right, you could see there was a magnetic Sesame Street board, but I passed on it because it had a bunch of rust on it and a bunch of water damage on the back. So, you just have to be careful, make sure you're checking condition. But overall, very excited about that. Now, this is not vintage, but it's sealed blank media, and I always say to pick it up. I got it for just a couple bucks. It's worth about $18 to $20. So if it would have said Light Scribe on it, though, those would be worth well over $50. So make sure you're checking those things when you're looking at the comps. Now, she also had a pods unit there, so I was excited to walk in there and check it out. And real happy to see this twin sheet of strawberry shortcake. Any strawberry shortcake fans in the house? I know Jesse Shops probably is. So happy to see this. The max value on this would be around $40. So I got it for just a couple bucks. So I was happy to see it. And, it was in great condition as well. So awesome pickup. So then I turned around and there was a bookshelf, which you'll see here in just a second. And there were some Charlie Brown books. Now, I love this book. I read this as a kid. It's the Super Book of Questions and Answers. And this book really got me hooked on just wanting to learn stuff. So I always love seeing it. The problem is a lot of people had it. Remember that snake? How many of you read this as a kid with the gator? There's a dinosaur. I love this. And it's in great condition. Problem is there's a million of them out there. So it's not worth much if you just find one. So if it was just one, I would have passed up on it. But as you can see, there's number 2. So I'm like, great. Now I can sell 1 and 2 together. I've added value. And there's number 3 as well. So that's awesome. Now I've got 1, 2, and 3. I got all 3 of them for $5. There was an extra one there, but I passed on it because it was starting to get like some mold spots in it and stuff. But overall, very happy with the books pickups too. Just grab all 3 of those. All right, well, that definitely worked out. Every single thing that you see there for a grand total of $23. I mean, I'll easily get that back with just one of these pieces and then some. So really happy with this. All right, so there was one more place that was advertised as having comic books. We're in front of it right now. The problem is that it was open since yesterday on Friday, and I just couldn't get to it because of my full-time job. So, that's a problem because when comic books are put out, they're pretty much gone pretty fast. People pick them up quick, but you just never know, number 1. And 2, people who have comic books tend to have other things that are cool. So that's just another primetime tip. So I'm going to check it out, see if there's anything good in there. Well, no comics, more on that later, but this is the find of the day, a Don Post albino / alpine mask. This thing is incredible. I got it for just $5. There was one that sold recently, looked just like this, also by Don Post, sold for $180. There's not a current one on the market, so definitely pick that up. As well as these cool little skeleton figures. Now, they look like they might be glow in the dark based on the material. I'll have to test that out later, but for just $1 a bag for that one and the one next to it, I could not pass these up. Love this Halloween stuff. Now, that thing's going to look a lot better, too, when it's properly formed and fitted on the head. I just could not pass that up. for just $5. It should easily sell for over $100. So, you know, that one that I comped, $180. That's including shipping. So that's amazing. Love those little toy skeletons and stuff like that. Great deal. This is why I say if someone advertises that they have comic books for sale, go check it out, even if the comics aren't there. Now, it turns out he didn't sell the comic books yesterday. The reason why? He couldn't find them yesterday when he went looking for them. And, you know, I said to him and his wife, well, you know, that's why I came over here, because you had an ad for comic books. And so his wife felt bad, start looking around the house, starts taking pictures of stuff, of boxes, brings it out to him and says, hey, you know, are these the comics? Are these the comics? So she brings out one box at a time. And every single time he goes through it, he goes, no, those aren't the ones. Those are mine. Those are not the ones I'm selling. Nope, those aren't the ones. Those are the ones I'm keeping. And, you know, I didn't push it or anything. And I just started talking to him about, you know, who his favorite characters are. And I told him what I'm into. I told him I'm into Halloween stuff. And, you know, he was into shark stuff. And, you know, there was all sorts of stuff. He had Star Wars things. And, you know, so, you know, you just try to form like a bond, you know, and say, hey, you know, I love this kind of stuff too. And, you know, I deal in it. I deal in comic books and stuff. And he's talking about, you know, he has too much stuff and he has too many collections and they're building up. Perfect. Hey, listen, I'm just 5-10 minutes away. Here's my card. And, you know, let me know if you ever, you know, want to get rid of anything. You know, just give me a call and tell the person, put it in your phone right now. Just put it in your phone. Text me. I'll text you right back. So you know that, you know, you've got the connection right in there, because the business cards sometimes get lost. So that's just another little technique to use. So anyway, I felt good that I established a connection with him, got a few good things. Too bad I didn't get the comic books, but oh well, as you know, I have plenty of those that I've got to sell. So it's all right. And I'm going to go back and check on Daisy, because Mrs. Primetime and the kids are out right now. And so I've got to go take Daisy out. So let's go back to PTHQ. Just took Daisy out. Had some lunch, trying to just relax here, do a couple listings before I go out to sign up for an estate sale tomorrow. And this is what Daisy does. Like if I just put my hands just calm, she'll come over and pull at it. Look, watch, she'll swipe it. Look at that. She'll swipe it. She's a big instigator. She loves to do these battles. Look at that. Look at that. She doesn't hurt you. She won't hurt you. But, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's like, give me that hand. Give me that. So Daisy hates when I do this. Take your hand and you make it like a claw motion like this. Like it's a predator. Hey Daisy. I think it's time to go sign up for that estate sale. So you hang out here, you watch TV. That's her watching TV. She loves watching TV. And let's get a jump on things for tomorrow, all right? All right, so good news. I'm number 12 for the estate sale tomorrow, so that's awesome. 100% will get in on the first wave, so I'm excited about that. We'll hit that up tomorrow right after the flea market. And now we're going to head back to Primetime Treasure headquarters, and if there's any sales I see along the way, I'll stop off. Now, this is a good example of what I mean when sometimes a sign will say that it's an estate sale, but it's really a garage sale, because this is just someone who put a bunch of stuff from their estate out on the driveway. So this is not going to be any kind of walkthrough situation, but let's see if there's anything good here. So I was really happy to see all of these costumes here, and there are some accessories I'll show you as well. Now, they're not all worth picking up. Like this one here, I passed on it. It has that crease on the cardboard there. Plus, it just doesn't comp for much. Even though I personally like it and love this Bumblebee outfit one. Boy, do I love this Bumblebee outfit one. But I left it there because it doesn't comp well. It's too bulky. It's going to go over priority mail weight. You've got to think these things through as you're sourcing. But that one there I picked up has a much higher price tag on it. Plus, it's new, has never been used. You could tell from the back of that. Plus, I spoke to the lady about it. This one as well. You could just tell from how it sits in the bag, like right there. This has never been taken out or used. So just $3 a piece for each of those. And if you love Harley stuff like Suicide Squad, that right there, that cosmetic kit, that alone just goes for $20. That sells for $20. Then there's the inflatable hammer, the legging items there. There's a really cool Harley jacket. If you love Harley Quinn stuff or know someone who does, and you're interested in any of this stuff, let me know. I'm probably just going to piece this all out separately, but I got everything you're going to see in this bag for just $10. Property of the Joker, that's amazing, and it's new with tags too. It's never been used. Then there's a really cool sparkly top that you could use for Harley Quinn right there. And there's also a really cool shirt. As you can see there, another new with tags item, as is this one. It says Daddy's Little Monster on it, so it's pretty funny. I've talked about Harley Quinn in comic books before, just mentioning how popular she is, and she's real popular on Halloween. Right there, you've got the biker spiked bracelet, some Harley Quinn socks as well, and then there's also some multicolored hairspray that you could use for Harley Quinn also. So then there were these porcupine slippers. Believe it or not, a lot of people are into porcupines, and these will easily sell just $1 for those. So overall, great pickup here.
All right, everyone. Well, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below in the comments section what your favorite treasures were. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow the Primetime Treasure Hunter on Instagram. He told me to tell you he's at prime_time_treasure. And he told me to tell you this too. Don't forget to go to his Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. All right, everyone. I'll see you at the next video. Take care.
All right, Daisy, it's okay. It's me. It's just Daddy.